Hey guys, Uncle Junior here, back with a Dragon Ball deck profile. This deck is something that I've been super interested in. I've been waiting for it ever since I started the game back last July. Hoping for a little bit more of a reboot of the other counterpart where you can play androids for one less, but there's a little bit of that in here, and so it fills my heart a little bit in my soul. So I really love this deck. I think it's super fun. I obviously don't think it's like super top tier, but I do think it is slept on. I do think it can be a deck that, I guess you could call it a rogue deck that can kind of sweep a local if your locals aren't paying attention to it. They're not paying this deck can do stuff that people, I don't think, realize that it can do. So we're gonna get right into it. So our leader is the Android 17 and 18. When you flip them over and you awaken them, they're Android 17 and 18 Harbingers of Calamity. On the front side, when this card attacks, look at up to 5 cards from the top of your deck and grab a mono yellow Android a card among them and then shuffle your deck. So you're allowed to grab your Unison, you're allowed to grab any mono yellow android, period. When one of your yellow android battle cards is switched to rest mode by a skill, you may flip this card over. If you do, draw one card, switch up to one of your energy to active mode, then add cards from your life to your hand until you have 4 life left. The regular awakening is at 4 or less. You may switch up to 2 of your energy to active mode and flip the card over. You will never be stuck at being able to awaken, or at least I haven't been, because usually we have things in here that make you switch your cards to rest mode, and we're going to get into that shortly. But there's a lot of fun little tricks that you can do, and so on the back side, on the awakened side, your mono yellow android battle cards get plus 5k power during your opponent's turn. So any battle card that's like 15k, if they want to try and kill it, they have to get over it by getting to 20. And so yeah, it's super good. So they always have the combo up to beat your stuff. When this card attacks, you may draw 1 card, and if you don't, you're able to play up to 1 yellow android card with an energy cost of 1 from your drop area in rest mode. And remember, their abilities proc off. So if you want to play, as we'll talk about, if you want to play, say, Android 20 Skill Absorber, you'll play them, you'll draw 1, and then you will negate one of your opponent's battle card skill. And then activate main once per turn. Choose one of your yellow android battle cards, switch it to rest mode, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, and negate its skills for the turn. So this is all about negating skills and being able to get past your opponent by not allowing them to use those skills. So this does not get past barrier. There are some cards in here that get past barrier, but that is one of the weaknesses of this deck, is that you have to do a whole bunch of stuff that you may not be able to do because you can't always get past barrier. So yeah, now to get on to the actual deck. Also, I'm at my new setup. I'm no longer on a floor, which is super cool, super interesting. And yeah, I'm at my new place and things are going well. So to get into the actual profile, we are running 4 of the Robotic Unity Android 13s. This card needs to be turn 2. On turn 2, you need to play him, and definitely if your opponent attacked, which hopefully they did, because then they have a rest mode, or they have something in rest mode. And so the way it works is, well, first off, he has Rejuvenate, which has come in clutch, kind of a lot. And then the activate main, so you choose one of your androids, switch it to rest mode, and then you take your opponent's battle card that is in rest mode that is skillless, and you put him under this card. So you literally just take one of their cards that they spent resources on. And then your other activate main is a +1, so you choose up to one of your mono yellow android cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and switch it to active mode. And then until the end of the turn, androids with an original combo cost of 1 cost 0, which is super, super neat. And that is how we end up kind of playing our deck. This is the main play of the deck. And so to go into that, these are what we would use the combo for. So we play 3 Android 18 Sibling Strike and 3 of my favorite character in Dragon Ball, Android 17 Sibling Strike. They both pretty much play from the after you combo with them from the drop, they're played. Do note that the combo phase of you play the combo, they go to the drop, you bring it back, and you play it from the drop. And then they have an activate main, so once per turn you can tap 1, and if your leader card is a yellow Android 17 card, and you choose one of your yellow Android battle cards other than this card, and you switch it to rest mode, and you can choose a mono yellow Android card, Android 18 card that's cost 3 or less, and play it. So that's how we're able to play 3 of Android 17 and 18 Demonic Duo. Android 18 does the same thing, except it targets an Android 17. So you could, in a way, if you want to really spam these guys out, you could always pay an energy, rest a card, and you're going to find out that a lot of our cards have effects off of being rested. Like they're able to reactivate themselves, they're able to negate skills, they're able to do a whole bunch of things, and we're going to talk about that soon. But this card is really good. It comes out deflect, dual attack, so it will most likely stick. If your leader card is yellow at the end of a battle in which this card was used in a combo, play this card from your drop area. This is a 2 cost combo, so it is not able to go to a 0 thanks to Robotic Unity. So the way we want to cheat this out is by utilizing the activate mains of Android 18 and 17. And you are able to play multiple copies of it. You just can't play multiple, you can't activate the main of this card twice. You could activate the main of this one and the main of this one to get out 2 of them because they're not unique. Which is a really interesting play that you can you're able to do. So then when this card is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill, choose up to one of your opponent's cards and switch it to rest mode. This is super important. You're allowed to, whenever you go in, you're just like, hey, yep, go ahead and switch him to rest mode, because what you're able to do is on your next turn, because, most likely when it is killed, it'll be in your opponent's turn. And so on your next turn, you play a skill absorber or a card like I'll show you, and you just eat it with Robotic Unity. And then your once per turn auto, choose one of your yellow Android battle cards and switch it to rest mode. When your opponent attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and negate its skills for the turn. So that's super, that's just good. It helps. It makes it to where now all we have to do is switch it to rest mode, and if they swing with that card, he's gonna get eaten. So it applies a lot of pressure and makes your opponent think a lot more than you would think. So, and then to finish out the Android 17s and 18s, I only run 2 of the Bringers of the Apocalypse. I think it's fine. I think it's a fun card. I think late game, it becomes a super combo if you want to combo with it. It's a deflect triple strike, but you really can't play it until turn 4, which you may not be able to do. It's really hard to get to turn 4 in this format. And so, but when he is played, he's super strong. I mean, he's a triple strike. He's going to swing and he's going to get 3. It's you can, they're not expecting you to play a triple strike and then you just boop, triple strike. They're at 3 and you're like, well, I can actually end game. And so it's just really good because it's a surprise. And if you or your opponent have a skillless battle card in play, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. You can negate your own skills, so on and so forth. When this card is placed, choose any number of you and your opponent's battle cards and unison cards, ignoring barrier, negate the skills of those cards until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is super good against unisons that you cannot handle, that you just do not have a good time with, that don't have barrier. And I'm not sure how many unisons have barrier. But their skills are negated, and you can negate your own skills as well. So like if you're not going to use these, just negate their skills so that you can use your activate main. So after you've swung with this card, you can place this card in your drop area, choose up to 2 of your skillless battle cards with energy cost of 4 or less, and switch them to active mode. So whenever you come in, boom, you swing with them, you swing with your 2 skillless battle cards, have swung with him, pop him, boop, swing 2 more times. So you're getting a lot of swings. Obviously, you don't like Topo. You don't want to deal with Topo or even like, the Gohan. But you can totally get past them. You can also swing around them. Like I've swung a little bit around Topo. I didn't like doing it, but I did it because, I ultimately won the game. But it's still, it's obviously up to you. And then we're going to go into, we're actually just going to leave these guys right here because they make a lot of stuff happen and they combo with your deck very well. So next we have 4 of the Android 20 Skill Absorber. I love seeing this card turn 1 and this card turn 2 because on turn 1, I play him, I draw a card, he's a cantrip, and then, negate a skillless, or negate skills, whatever, the drill. And then when you can activate this main, you can activate his once per turn and rest him. When he is rested, he'll negate the skills of the card in rest mode. So in your opponent's turn 1, if they swing at you, then you eat their card. Just that simple. So it does make your opponent go, do I want to attack him now? And this really halts the progress of decks like Majin Vegeta, because if they don't swing and they can't take their own life and they can't do things of that nature, then they're gonna sooner or later hurt themselves. And then you just eat their cards. So anytime he's played, anytime he's switched to active mode, you can, or switch to rest mode. But remember, that is only a once per turn. So if you play him, that once per turn is over. So you can't play him and then activate it and then make him negate the skills of 2 cards. You can only do that once. And then since he's there, you can then do the +1, switch him to active mode, and then bam. And then you can also use him as a combo if you want to. Or if you want to keep him until the next turn to do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. So that is the way that you get that combo going. And then we run 4 of the Mechanical Partner, which is an absolutely busted card. And then 4 of the Mechanical Patriarch, which what makes this card so good, because initially I thought you had to activate his main, you had to pay 1, but you're able to pay this card for free. You're able to play this card for free by pitching it, or you're able to use his effect. By pitching him and pitching another card, I love this combo because you're able to get 2 1 costs into your drop area for him, and then you're able to draw, or you're able to look at the top 7 and grab 2 androids, and you're usually going to hit. And then to round off our androids, also, I totally forgot about this man's effect. So with him, when you play him, you're able to look at the top 5 cards of the top of your deck and then add up to 1 yellow android card with an energy cost of 3 or less, or 1 yellow unison card with a specified cost of 2 among them to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. When this card is played or switched to rest mode by one of your yellow cards skills, this boy, you switch him to active mode and he becomes a blocker. and he'll become a 9k blocker on the other, like on your opponent's turn, which is still super easy to get over, usually pretty over. And then we will end out our androids with Android 19 Bionic Punisher Unleashed. This can be super good in the late game, where if if you've played him or if you comboed with him and you play him out, and you use this ability to bring him back, and so he'll just KO an opponent's skillless battle card, which you will have most likely negated. So that is the androids, and we will then go into kind of our tech cards that we like to run. We're running 3 Vegeta Prideful Transformation. He's the counterplay. You play him for free thanks to the Unison. We're just going to leave him right out here. Again, the card is played in rest mode, and that's super good because then you can just skill absorber and eat him immediately. And then Bergamo Ferocious Roar. Thanks to, like, if you're so happened to like play him and you had to energy open, you're able to tap those energy and then play him, and they ignore barrier, so it's just really good. And then we also play Bardock Father and Son. We've run 2 of him, and what happens is you're pretty much going to play this like on your turn 3 if you're the second turn player, and you're going to play it on your turn 4 if you're the turn 1 player, because what's going to happen is if this is an activate main, so if your leader card is yellow, and your opponent has 3 or more energy and Bardock is not out on the field, you can pretty much rest one of their battle cards, and then when you do, you play him for free. So he's just a free 15k body, and you rest somebody else's person just so that and then you can negate their skills and again eat him. Then we run to round out the kind of like resting idea outside of our super combo. We run 1 Poutine. He's a unique, or she's a unique with barrier. Your opponents are not going to be able to activate counter skills. I've thought about, I'm going to sideboard another one. But because she's unique, I just don't find her super, like, I end up feeling like she's a dead card in hand outside of a combo, because usually I'll be able to play her, so it's just a card that would be sitting in my hand that I can't really use outside of a combo. And I like to be able to have, every card in my hand I could be able to use this turn if I wanted to. And then to round up the battle cards, we got our super combos, and this is where I definitely think you could change up just a little bit. So we run 2 Bulma and 2 Zamasus. I think the 2 Zamasus is perfect, but if you have them, you may like this card. I like it because it does make your combo pretty much a 16k combo, because you're going to use it on in tangent with your sibling strikes whenever they cost 0, so like it becomes a 16k combo essentially, and then you get a draw 1 off of it. So like it is good, but I can see how the Krillin super combo would be better under different circumstances. And then we have, since Shinron, this is our secret. I just don't have, I'm a budget player for the most part. I get lucky every so often, but he's super easy to play. We run a ton of 1-drops, so you can usually play this guy for free, and he's a blocker. So he's just going to make it really hard for your opponent to get through. And then we run 1 of the Hidden Power E Supreme Kai for the double strike. It's just super good if, like a skillless battle card is going in for game on like 2, and you just boom. And then we run 2 of the Frieza Army Reinforcements. Having that extra blocker is just, super good. And then Release from Evil to negate your opponent's like Awakening Their autos do still pop off, but it negates their skills and it negates their ability to awaken. So if they have any activate mains when they attack, you can negate it. If they attack with a unison, it ignores barrier, negates their skills. Anything that it swings at, or anything that swings and you use this as a counterattack, their attack still goes through, but their skills will be negated for the rest of the turn. And then to end the deck, we run 2 Power of a Super Saiyan. I want to run this at more. I don't have more, but I do think running it at 2 is perfectly fine, just because of the utility that we're running in the deck. If you don't know what the Power of Super Saiyan does, it is a negate the attack. If you have 1 or more mono yellow energy in active mode, you can activate this card's activate battle skill from your hand without paying its energy cost. If your leader card is a mono yellow, draw one card, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards or unison cards and switch it to rest mode. You cannot activate the activate battle skill on copies of this card for a turn. So it's literally a cantrip that you play for free as long as you have 1 energy up. So yeah, it's really good. But there you have it. This is my mono yellow Android 17 and 18 deck. I hope you enjoyed, and if you didn't, I'm sorry. But if you did, please leave a like and a comment, and if you didn't, leave a thumbs down and tell me what you didn't like about it. But anyway, I hope you have a good day. Uncle Junie out.